Hey guys, quick update before we start. I'm very happy to share with you that we reached our like goal on the last video, so it looks like I'll be taking the show to Boston in August for the Straight Pride Parade. Hell yeah. Very pumped to be making this new and exciting content for you guys too, but we do still need just a little more help to get us there. That's why I've started a GoFundMe campaign to raise some additional money for our trip. I've set the goal at a modest $750, which should cover most of our expenses. Link to that fundraiser is below this video, or you could just go to the page directly at www.gofundme.com/nobsdoesboston. Thanks a lot for your help in advance. Anything we get to help with the trip is really appreciated. More details on this event are coming soon too, but for now, let's go ahead and get into today's show. Hello and welcome back to No Bullshit. Today we turn to talking about the next Batman movie that's currently in its development phase. It's set to be a reboot of the franchise that's going to come out in about 2 years, in 2021. So it's still a little early to get excited about things, but I wanted to talk about a few details today. We don't know much about the movie yet, just that it's happening and it's going to be filmed soon. And also, we know it's going to be directed by Matt Reeves and starring Robert Pattinson as the Dark Knight. Reeves has been attached to direct this project pretty much since the beginning. And he has a pretty decent track record too, directing the last 2 Planet of the Apes movies, which I liked a lot. But Robert Pattinson as the Batman does have some people worried though. Most can't get past the fact that Rob was in the Twilight film series, as the main vampire character of course. This teen drama, fantasy-based series certainly deserves its bad reputation too. Those movies are cringy as heck, but I don't think I myself would hold that against Robert Pattinson completely. Maybe I'm just being hopeful because I like Batman and I want the movie to be good, but I really don't mind his casting so much. And I hate that Twilight bullshit as much as the next guy, but Pattinson could still prove to be better, beyond, and well past that after all these years. I haven't seen much of his acting though, for being honest, but he has had some pretty damn good interviews pop up recently on YouTube. I specifically remember seeing him on the Howard Stern show a couple times, and he really seems down to earth and relatable, which are good qualities for an actor or anyone to have. Regardless, we're not here to talk about Robert Pattinson any more than that. Really, the main story of the day involves an interesting request some SJWs are making of this new movie. Basically, they want the villain to be a female version of the Joker. Yeah, I'm not kidding. That's really going around right now. And it's funny how they don't want an already female villain to be in the movie, and also they don't want a new female villain to be created for it. Instead, they want the already established and most famous villain of Batman, the Joker, to be gender swapped for no good reason really. I guess we could call this girl washing now, since they call it whitewashing when white people take a role that wasn't originally their race. And this girl washing suggestion is already getting some traction online too. To get some more details about this story, we're going to turn to an article from Cosmic Book News called "Feminist Wants Female Joker to be a Hero." Oh, wow. Didn't realize they wanted the character to be a hero too. Leftists do always try to have their cake and eat it too, I suppose. Let's go ahead and read on and see how this one turns out for them. With Robert Pattinson getting cast as the new Batman, a self-proclaimed feminist takes to social media to offer the new Joker should be a female and a hero to women everywhere. The DC Comics Flashpoint story actually features a female Joker, but the Twitter user apparently isn't aware. The Joker should have been a woman, and she finally went insane because too many random dudes told her to smile. So now she perpetually smiles while terrorizing Gotham. Twitter user Geraldine tweeted, which has received over 44,000 retweets and 238,000 likes. She becomes a sort of folk hero for the women of Gotham. Geraldine continued tweeting, she unleashes financial records for companies that don't compensate women properly. She blackmails cheaters and misogynists. She threatens the goddamn patriarchy. It's terrifying and wonderful. Well, what you're suggesting doesn't sound very heroic, lady, and it doesn't sound like the actions of a well-adjusted, sane person either. But to be fair, being crazy is a part of the Joker's character, so you might get a pass for making your girl version crazy too, but the fact that she went insane from being told to smile is kind of pathetic. The original Joker went insane because he fell into a vat of chemicals. Not the most interesting way in the world to go crazy, but at least it kind of makes sense and doesn't make him look stupid or anything like this other version. I mean, for a girl Joker to go insane because guys told her to smile, well, that makes her look weak and unhinged already. It's like, what's the big deal? Jeez, just ignore those guys or something. And guys telling girls to smile doesn't really happen all the time, like what feminists would have you believe. I know SJWs like to complain about this stuff endlessly, and hell, Captain Marvel even put a scene of a guy telling a girl to smile in their movie as a nod to this idea, but this phenomenon is not as common as they claim. And if it is, and if you're getting told to smile all the time, perhaps it's because you're unhappy all the time and putting off a bad Debbie Downer vibe. hype. You ever think of that? But back to them trying to make this new Joker heroic somehow. Why? Well, I guess it's because they can't have their female SJW feminist character being labeled a bad and evil villain, even though their actions are representing that directly. And this again reminds me of Captain Marvel more, because in that deleted scene that came out a few weeks back, Captain Marvel was acting like a villain too, but social justice warriors still wanted to call her a hero anyway, like what they're doing with this new fake female Joker. Basically, women are always heroes no matter what, according to SJWs, even if they do evil shit. And in turn, men are always bad, even if they're doing really good shit. It's messed up, counterintuitive, and pretty dumb, but that's the world the social justice warriors want us to live in, and I guess we're gonna have to start getting used to it. The tweets have received over 2.7 thousand comments that include a range of opinions on the female Joker tweets, with Geraldine weighing in her own thoughts. "Oh my god, y'all, I suggested a girl should be in a comic and they are so mad and I can't stop laughing," she tweeted. "The only sustenance I need today is fragile male tweets and hot pockets." Twitter user Geraldine apparently isn't aware of the comics or the fact that lots of fans are hoping that Lauren Cohen would star as the female Joker in a Flashpoint movie, but at least she gets to put her 2 cents in about male fans. "Oh my god, what if I'm the Joker and I just wrote my own origin story without realizing it?" Geraldine tweeted. "LOL. These guys in my mentions who are mad that I suggested a girl Joker wouldn't last a day as a woman. Their fragile male rage just makes me stronger." Okay, I think it's time to settle down, Missy, and let's not pretend you wouldn't get a little upset if this was done in the reverse. Make no mistake, guys, this Geraldine feminist chick would throw a tantrum if, say, Wonder Woman was changed to Wonder Man. Just imagine all the SJW outrage we'd hear on the internet over something like that. And I would say it would be justified too, just like how the female Joker idea's criticism is also justified. Why? Because it's disrespectful to the original characters. Not to mention it's cheap and lazy. And it's not the female part that we're mad about here. We're not even mad to begin with. I would possibly say I'm slightly upset that they have to take another male character and make it female, feminist, and SJW. And that's the other thing here too. When it comes to making previous male characters or franchises into girl ones, it never works out well. Think back to Ghostbusters 2016 or last year's Ocean's 8. Things like this always turn out shittier, less inspired, and filled with liberal politics, and it makes them garbage. And I think everyone's getting sick of this lady reboot shit too. Maybe if they did it without pushing feminism and leftist politics, it could be okay. And if they tried to be more creative or original, it could work, but they have yet to do it right. And it's pretty hard to be original too when your female character is based on another male one that's more liked and established. Next, I want to talk more about this feminist Geraldine calling men fragile and saying we're triggered by her idea. Please, we just think it's bad and dumb, because it is. And isn't Geraldine saying this like this? Isn't she being a little anti-male? You know, the way she mocks us for our so-called fragile male rage. And come to think of it, it's almost like she only suggested this idea as a way to piss people off, particularly men. Wouldn't be surprised either, since being a feminist is equivalent to being a man-hater these days. I also see this as a way for her to write off any criticism. She refuses to admit her Lady Joker idea is bad, like how everyone says it is, so instead of reflecting and realizing she's wrong, she instead attacks the people calling her out for it, saying we're just triggered because we're weak and fragile. Not even close. And Geraldine isn't the only one attacking the people critical of this femme Joker idea. An article from somecards.com goes after the so-called evil and fragile men too. It's called "This Woman Merely Suggested a Female Version of the Joker from Batman, and Men Lost Their Minds." If you say so, lady. Let's go ahead and look for ourselves and see what's up. Anytime someone so much as mentions a female reboot of something, men find the need to throw a temper tantrum. Remember when they made Ghostbusters with a female cast and men claimed it ruined their childhoods? Good times. Men are clearly triggered by the idea of a woman claiming the space that a man once occupied. It doesn't ruin their childhoods. It's literally impossible. Their childhoods are over. But it does force them to consider women as just as valuable as men, and that makes them very uncomfortable. How sad. So when writer Geraldine DeRuyter suggested the Joker from Batman could be a woman, a lot of men lost their shit. But let's start from the beginning, shall we? And then this article goes over the original tweets from Geraldine, which we already went over. But I have to say already, this is a bad start for the writer. I mean, right from the beginning, who the hell is saying lady reboots like Ghostbusters 2016 ruin their childhood? I don't see any quotes or evidence here either, and I haven't heard anyone really say that, at least not in a serious or legitimate way. Really, I've just heard people say such and such ruined my childhood as a joke, as a way to mock super nerds and man babies. Red Letter Media, for example, another YouTube channel, they've definitely used that line a few times when talking about Star Wars and stuff, as have many others. But I don't think many people, or even any, have actually said this seriously. But I suppose the writer here needed to build a nice straw man of her opponents so she can more easily knock it down in the next paragraph. Next, she says men are triggered and valuing women as equals makes us uncomfortable. What? No one is valuing women less here, lady, and this idea makes no one uncomfortable. Really, this is just the SJW feminist idea of what men are thinking, but it's not in accordance with reality, and it's not the way things are, really. Next, they go through some tweets of so-called triggered men, but I have to say, I'm not too impressed with their examples. All I see is a couple of guys calmly debunking her and showing her why this is a bad idea, while also making some jokes. But apparently disagreeing with SJWs is tantamount to being an insane and triggered person, so that's why they say that all the time, over and over. For example, JC responds to the girl Joker idea pretty beautifully here, saying, "This level of bravery has not been seen in ages. Stunning would be an understatement to say the least. Actually, it's just social justice weirdos' delusions where mentally unstable women, through social engineered faux expression, makes them think being a villain is cool." Well put, Jay. Couldn't have said it better myself. And if this is supposed to make men look triggered, I have to say, ladies, I don't think you guys know what triggered means. The original feminist writer and the writer of this article don't really understand it, because disagreeing with someone politely and then explaining it to them isn't being triggered. Triggered is when you get so filled with hate after seeing, hearing, or experiencing something you can't stand that you lose your shit and you can't hang and you can't talk or do anything. You just freak out. For example, if you call a feminist the wrong pronoun and that makes them throw a milkshake at you and run away, well, that's them getting triggered. But someone tweeting why they think Lady Joker is a bad idea in a well thought out and well executed way, well, that isn't. The other examples given are less convincing, believe it or not. One says consider not existing anymore. Another says stop looking for things to upset you. And finally, someone says a woman could never terrorize Gotham. And I have to say, these are all pretty bland milquetoast comments as far as Twitter and the internet are concerned. And none of them seem particularly enraged, upset, excited, or overly offended, like how the trigger term and the SJWs suggest. In the end, people aren't really that offended. That's why the feminists don't have good examples of it here. Really, it's just people saying the obvious. A Lady Joker is a bad idea for the next Batman movie. And also, as mentioned earlier, it's something that's already been done in the comics too. So it's not like this feminist here is even making a groundbreaking or new idea. Really, they're just trying to girl wash Joker and take over another loved male-led project like the Batman movie. And I'm sure if they had their way, Batman would become a girl too. Really, it never ends with these people. And if we don't keep rebutting them like with this video, they'll take over everything popular completely. Total dominance is their main goal. What do you guys think? Is making the villain in the new Batman movie a girl Joker a good idea? Why can't feminists create things of their own instead of trying to take over and girl wash male stuff like this? Comment your thoughts on everything below, and thanks for watching No Bullshit. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and we'll see y'all next time.